Okay, let's explore a really fascinating idea. What if the very things we all dread, opposition, criticism, tough times, what if they weren't actually obstacles to get over, but were essential ingredients for our growth? So, in this explainer, we're going to dig into a collection of Bahá'í texts that have a pretty radical take on adversity. It's almost like a playbook that challenges our most basic instinct, to fight back. Instead, it suggests that maybe, just maybe, our biggest trials are actually our biggest opportunities. All right, so the core idea here is a total reframe of what opposition even is. It's not seen as some problem we need to solve, but as an essential catalyst, something that actually sparks growth. And this metaphor, wow, it just flips our usual thinking right on its head. I mean, we usually think of adversity as this harsh wind, right? Something that's going to blow out the flame. But Baha'u'llah here says, no, that adversity is the very oil that feeds the flame, making it burn even brighter. What a concept. So what this really is a massive shift in perspective. It's about seeing trials not as a sign that something's gone terribly wrong, but as, an intentional part of a divine process. A process that's actually designed to lead to a good outcome. Okay, so if opposition is a catalyst, then a catalyst for what? What's the end goal here? Well, the texts lay out a few key purposes for all these difficulties. A huge idea here is this concept of blessing in disguise. The idea is that difficulties, even really severe persecution, aren't just random punishments. They're seen as opportunities for spiritual growth and for advancing what's called the cause, basically the mission and principles of the Bahá'í Faith. It's a call to look past the immediate pain and see the bigger picture, the ultimate benefit. And you can see right here just how many roles adversity is said to play. It's like a tool for both internal and external development. Internally, it's about strengthening and purifying the community. But externally, it actually helps get the message out there and really defines what the faith is all about to the rest of the world. So, let's bring this down to a personal level. How does this actually apply to an individual who's facing hostility head-on? And this metaphor is so powerful. It's not a call to be aggressive or defensive. It's a call for immovability. Think about it. A mountain doesn't fight back against the wind and the rain, right? It just endures. It's unshaken. So this suggests a response that's rooted in pure steadfastness, not in fear or weakness. Now, the guidance here gets really specific, and honestly, it's pretty counterintuitive for most of us. It's about making a conscious choice to react not with our normal human impulses, like anger or fear, but with these spiritual qualities instead. I mean, look at this. Utmost love and kindness. That's not just about gritting your teeth and tolerating your enemies. It's about actively showing them love, which one passage even calls a potent elixir that can actually transform them. That's a tall order. And this whole philosophy doesn't just stop at personal conduct. It scales up. The texts also lay out a very formal, disciplined process for how the entire Bahá'í community should respond when it comes under public attack. The big idea here is all about clarity and consistency. You want to avoid a situation where a bunch of different people are giving different, maybe even contradictory responses. That just muddies the waters for everyone. So, the key principle is centralizing the authority to respond. It all goes to the elected national governing body. Now, this isn't about silencing people. It's a strategy, really. It's to make sure that any official response is thoughtful and dignified, instead of just a bunch of scattered, emotional reactions that might do more harm than good. And here you can see that same personal principle we talked about, but now it's being applied at the institutional level. The goal is not to win an argument or to fight fire with fire. The tone has to be non-combative. The idea is that the response itself should be a reflection of the faith's spiritual teachings. Okay, so finally, the writings look ahead to the future. And what they predict, well, it's not that opposition will fade away, just the opposite, actually. They predict a dramatic escalation. But, and this is key, it's all framed as part of a much bigger triumphant story. I mean, this is a pretty stark prediction, right? Intense, global struggle. But it's not presented as something to be afraid of. Instead, it's framed as an inevitable result of the faith growing, becoming more prominent, and having its claims recognized around the world. And right alongside that intense prophecy comes a promise. The texts are very clear. This period of fierce worldwide opposition is not the end of the story. It's actually the necessary prelude to a guaranteed victory. The struggle itself becomes a sign that the triumph is getting closer. This whole progression really puts it all into context. It's like a roadmap. The struggle against opposition isn't just some chaotic, random battle. It's seen as a predictable series of stages on a path to what's called its promised ascendancy. And every single stage, even the one with intense opposition, is actually a step forward. So let's wrap this up. What we've seen is a perspective that consistently and pretty radically reframes adversity. It stops being this negative thing you just have to endure. Instead, it becomes a positive, necessary, and ultimately triumphant process, a process that purifies, strengthens, and proclaims the faith to the entire world. And that really is the question this whole idea leaves us with, isn't it? It's a powerful thought to chew on no matter what your personal beliefs are. How might our own challenges look different if we saw them not as obstacles, but as the very fuel we need to grow?